who else will be drawn into the conflict? Remember that the Tehran regime has a satellite or what one would call client organization that work with it or work for it. You talk about the Houthis, and that is in Yemen. You talk about the Hezbollah in Syria and in Lebanon. What will they do? And one can also not discount what is being heard in the grapevine, that the North Koreans have said, we are ready to help. The Chinese are also said to be said, we are ready to help, even if it is in a subterranean manner. And the United States of America thus far has not entered into the conflict directly, but we know that their military assets are moving closer and closer to the theater of war. So if those are the early signs of a war that is big, of course, I'm one who is slow to use the term world war, but there are those who are already saying that these are the early signs of a third world war. But I would be much more hesitant, because one can see that there are voices in different parts of the world that are calling on Israel and calling on Iran to step back and ask themselves what value is going to be achieved if the conflagration continues in the manner that it is. But as the saying goes, the jury is still out, there is a tit for tat, and there are internal contradictions, both in Israel and in Iran. In Iran, there are segments of the population who are anti the theocratic regime of the Ayatollahs, and they possibly think that this is an opportunity for regime change. Within Israel, there are those who are fatigued that there is little economic activity that is taking place in different parts of Israel. We know that Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv is almost out of commission or is under constant danger. A number of airlines are no longer flying to Tel Aviv. So all these factors conjoined is sending an unequivocal message to the players that diplomacy should be given its pride of place. As to whether that will happen is another debate. But I would want to imagine, as other commentators are saying, that it is critical that the United States of America enters into the arena of diplomacy, because they had initiated these negotiations, that if indeed they did so, then there would be a ceasefire, and that would create an environment where the parties who are actively in the theater of war would reassess their positions going forward. You know, it is a very complex situation. I have had an argument being put forth that the Iranians were going on with enrichment, all the negotiations notwithstanding, that the Iranians were not responding to the ultimatum that was given by the United States of America, and the President of the United States of America has actually said we gave them 60 days, and it is on the 61st day that we saw Israel do what they did. And further,